Content of this show is being sent to one or more apps.
You have the eye for human weakness, but not the stomach.
What's this about?
Oh, just a feeling I have.
Ouch. When you get those feelings, insurance companies start to go bankrupt.
What kind of music do you usually have here?
Oh, we got both kinds. We got country and western.
Are you the police?
No, ma'am. We're musicians.
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on The Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
Doug. We've got to have all the buttons pushed, right? Thanks, Emu Doug commercial. Got Dan and John. You know, it's so hard sometimes. Appreciate you guys being on. Stop laughing at me, Dan. God bless you.
I'm laughing with you.
That emu thing, the whole emu ad, let's just be honest about that thing. They're really stupid. The only one I really like is the one they have on now where the dad is telling the emu he could never help sell insurance and the emu runs away and then 5 years later, I'll be darned.
I'll be darned.
All the other emu commercials I just cannot stand, and that one I like a ton. Sorry, I don't know why. John, how are you?
I'm good. I like the emu commercial where they slide down the fire pole. Well, the one guy does.
One guy does, yeah. See, I don't know. Because then you're supposed to remember, what is emu about? Liberty Mutual. Somehow it sounds like emu. It's too hard for me. I don't need to think that hard. I don't want to.
Al, are they no longer a sponsor? Is that what you're telling me?
Or ever will be.
Maybe you got to get blue emu to be a sponsor.
Oh, there you go. That's about it with my age. We got to talk some before we do. Why do we got to talk sports right away? It's negative. John, Dan, you are 3 weeks away from the really, really big shoe. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah,
I know
thanks for reminding me. Yeah,
crossplayers.org. What's the play? When's it going on? Give me some details.
The musical Once Upon a Mattress. That was the show that just burst Carol Burnett into stardom in the 1960s. So that as the, let's say, rustic Princess Winifred. That was that was a lot of fun. So it's going to be, and our actress that we have doing Winifred is perfect for it. So she's going to be great, and I get to play the king of the because it's all kind of a semi-medieval type of setting. I am the king of the land, but I am second fiddle to my queen wife because I'm a mute that has been that had a spell cast against me to keep me mute until something happens, and that so I get to do everything pantomime.
You know, I don't know that wouldn't be the perfect part, because I think the rest of us get worried we forget lines. If you got an actual part that you actually don't have to do lines, you could not ever screw up. I think I could do that.
Exactly.
That's what
I got to remember when is like, okay, when do I say right? When do I say, it's all these. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, it is definitely easier. That's for sure.
John was in plays. John, I even because of the plays we did in high school, my fear is, and if I have the weird dream, it's that I've got to get on stage and I don't remember what the play was, or I don't remember the line. That's the weird dream I have. Do you have any of that, John? I mean, that's high school screwed that up for me. That's my biggest fear.
Well, sure, it's always a fear. I mean, that's why you rehearse, so it becomes second nature. But if there's something that goes awry, somebody forgets their line, or some prop doesn't work right, you can throw off your concentration, and then you forget what you're going to say. So it was always a fear in the back of the head.
That's so much. It's the crossplayers.org. Where's that at, though, Dan? Just so people, crossplayers.org to get tickets.
Maple Grove, and we're actually doing the shows at the Maple Grove. What do they call it? But their band shell in their town square, in their town green. Green Park. So it's the open air. So it is open air. Great seating. It's a great time to bring a lawn chair out and sit up, because you can sit on it's just cement. But it's it's going up the side of the hill. But you bring a lawn chair, and it's a great evening.
Fantastic. All right, well,
the best time of year for Minnesota weather. So that's
all right. We'll talk more about it as we go. We got to talk a little about your Timberwolves. I don't do them, so we got to go back a day. Timberwolves on Wednesday, back up against the wall. It's a must-win situation. I'm just wondering if anybody told the Timberwolves. They come out, and in the first quarter, it was 26-9. 9. That's a bad 6th grade basketball half. You know what I'm saying? It was over. It was over at that point. Anybody disagree with me that there's still a shot, Dan?
No.
Yeah.
And if I had thought it was by when they actually had scored a total of 27 points with like 2 minutes left in the second quarter. So it's almost halftime, and this is I remember high school games that were
that had better scores.
27 points. But
it was hard. John, your thoughts just on the global $5,000 look at that game? 5,000 foot.
I mean that 9 points. That's got to be a record in a playoff game. Was score ever. It was pretty sad. I mean, you hope they would go down swinging, because you hope you could say, well, Oklahoma's a great team, but they hung in there, blah, blah, blah. But it was over. I mean, it was over early. There was no point watching the rest of the game. They would have better just say, we got 4 players that were in a car accident. We can't field the team. We're forfeiting.
Yeah.
It would have been less embarrassing.
Well, I'll tell you what, not many people, ESPN had to lose their shorts. It gets to 9:30, and even people in Minnesota are tuning out. It's over. No one from, other than in Oklahoma City, was anybody watching at 11 o'clock to see the end of that game? Nobody was. They lost their shorts. But let's talk a little bit about the game itself. I think a lot of stuff just keeps pointing its head. Now, no one did well, but Rudy Gobert, 2 points, 5 rebounds. He had 1 rebound and 1 foul within a minute of the game. I mean, it was just like, sit down, Rudy, you're not playing much, and he didn't. No one really got in their stuff, but who do you blame for the loss? I mean, do you blame anyone? Is it just everyone sucks at one time?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, Edwards' score at the end was respectable.
19, yeah.
But it wasn't indicative of how he can play. And none of the other guys played up to the level that they can play. That's what was so disappointing, and what I was alluding to earlier. We know these guys can score. We know they can play well. Why can't they bring it consistently? I don't think it's Finch. If a guy's not shooting and you sub a guy in and that guy is not shooting, well, what are you supposed to do? How do they put
Dan,
bunkers?
Let me throw this up at John, because I can't blame it all on Finch. You can only put the scheme together. But Finch is one who keeps Rudy out there. He's the one who keeps Mike Conley out there. I think Mike Conley in the 5-game series had 8 points or something total. It's just a ridiculous. He's not there to score for us. Well, he's getting too old to play any real defense against these fast kids. Well, he's our general. Well, sit on the bench and yell words out. I got to blame Finch a little bit in that the system he put out there didn't work.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern is they did not have an answer for the way Oklahoma City plays defense.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not only not scoring, it was not able to get good looks for scoring. They just could not figure out how to open up, how to open up the play, how to open up the floor to give them a little bit of space. And that's, so no, it was ugly. It was ugly. I mean, Randall, oh dear God, that was what happened with the.
Now we say that this is what kills me about it. He did, and he started out horrible. Who wasn't bad in the first quarter? But his attitude was bad in the first quarter. He'd get the ball stolen, and he'd just throw his hands up and let him go down and score. I don't disagree with Randall, but when he come out, he scored 24 points. He was the high scorer for us. He had 24, and Anthony Edwards had 19. And everybody else single digit. I mean, it fell off the map here. Randall, because here's my next question for you all. So it's horrible. It sucks. Got it. What do we do now? How do you get a team that's ready to play Oklahoma City next year in the Western Conference Finals?
And because this does not look like a team that's ready to take them on again.
Well, this team was this close. We talked all year long how we'd have a 24-point lead, then we go to bed, and everybody, the guys just wouldn't play, and we'd lose. They wouldn't play one quarter of this game, and we just weren't concentrating. They were a half a game from not having to do the play-in to get into the tournament, and that's because other teams lost. So this team wasn't rocket great all year long, and literally what we saw all year is what we got in the playoffs. They'd played that game, the fourth game, third game, they were rock solid. The next time they come out a quarter like that quarter, 9 points. They just stop at times. They just don't show up. So what do you do? Come on, coach. Nothing?
John?
Something there.
I'll throw it to John to come up with the...
Well, some of the guys are going to be free agents, so they're going to make decisions on them. And I think Randall's one of those guys on that line. I would bring him back.
They have the player options. Randall can come back if he wants. Randall, Nas, and Alexander Walker. All three guys I think I'd like to stick around. You got to work on Randall's head, but I actually liked him.
Yeah,
I think
I think they're worth keeping. And, it'll be interesting to see what the new Brain Trust does. I mean, what is, A-Rod and the others, if they decide, hey, we're going to go out and spend some bucks, or we're going to make a big trade, or what? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go to break. I would throw out the stuff you have, right? We have a 4-time defensive champion, the defensive player of the year in Rudy Gobert. I'd say see you in a heartbeat. Chet Holmgren showed what big men basketball is today. You can be big and tall and block shots and stand at the three-point line and make shots. Chet Holmgren's the new big man in basketball, not Rudy Gobert. I'd be more than willing, but who's going to take him at $100 million? Yeah, we got to go. We're going to break. We'll talk some Twins here in a second. Maybe something. We'll be back. Yeah, free Garza.
All the special interests are represented in St. Paul. But who speaks for you? Center of the American Experiment does. Our policy fellows dig into the tough issues that matter to you and offer common sense solutions on education, taxes, crime, and energy. American Experiment is the trusted, nonpartisan voice of Minnesotans like you. We are working every day to make Minnesota a better, safer, more prosperous place. We are American Experiment. Go to americanexperiment.org to learn more.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Openings in there.
The Al Travis Show, the last place you can go and hear all sides. Respectful, thoughtful, and grateful.
All right, let's talk some stuff that's possibly a little more fun to talk about. I would not have suggested this at the beginning of the year whenever we started 0 for 5 or whatever in the world it was. Minnesota Twins battling it out for second place in the American League Central. It's 5-6 games back. That's not looking so good. But the question I have for you, and it's back to coaching. We have what could be if potentially a killer's row of hitters, right? But for some reason, Royce Lewis is allowed to continue to come to bat when he's 0 for 24. How long, when you have guys like, what's that Clemens kid? He's over 300, not a lot of at-bats, I get it. Keshel's at almost 370. Now, again, they're just getting in, getting their shots. How long do you let a Royce Lewis, and I love Royce, how long do you let him struggle like this as a coach? Dan? 0 for 24, that's like 6 games of upsies.
I don't like the original premise that we have this murderer's row ready to go, but
well, wait a minute. If you have France who can hit the ball, Correa, Buxton, Lee, right? These are all names that, well, Wallner back in the day. We could put a pretty good lineup together of guys you don't want to come up against.
Yeah, the only really true good offensive players they've got right now, two of the three are hurt, and that's Wallner and Buxton. Buxton hopefully be back any day now. Okay. Correa has been pulling it around pretty well, but I'm not. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that Royce is a problem right now. There's something wrong. There's and you're right. It's beyond ridiculous in that he needs some time to get right, and he shouldn't be doing that at the major league level.
Do you think it's time to move him down a little bit, John? I don't know if I was calling for that. I mean, sit on the bench for a few days, bud. Take some extra hitting practice because you're not going to get in the game. John, he's already cut him already. We loved Royce Lewis just a year ago.
Oh, it's not cutting. It's giving a guy an opportunity to work in games with less pressure. So the idea of sitting a guy down is a little more relaxed. He could just focus on batting. Obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but I'm sure he's being kept in the games for his defense because we need guys to cover the infield. And he has had, okay, Dan, I saw that. He has had some hard hit balls that were just automatic outs. So I don't know that his swing is horrible, but something has to change. But, maybe Dan said Byron's going to come back, and I think Wallner is just about ready to come back too. And you get those guys back in the lineup with the way these guys have been hitting without those two guys. We're going to make a big move on Detroit here in June. I really think so, barring injuries to anybody else.
Okay, that's fair enough. How do we sit on our pitching? How are we feeling now? Yesterday, day before, got kind of blistered for 2 home runs, lost 5-0 to a good Tampa Bay team. We actually lost that series. No one's going to know what happens to the Seattle Mariners series until we wake up on Monday because I'm not watching no game at 9:30 start time. There ain't no way. Tell me how it went in the paper the next day. Ain't happening. So anyway, your thoughts. Pitching, are we still okay?
Oh, yeah.
I'm still in love with this pitching staff. It's the hitting has actually been deceptively mediocre. The great pitching has made the just slightly worse than average major league offense look better than they are. They're still not a really good offensive team.
No.
Okay. That's fair.
And the pitching has been, it's just that they're no longer like the 28th best offense. They're like the 20th best offense, which is a great English, which is better, but it's not
going in the right direction. Yeah. All right, fair enough. Give me your Seattle for over the weekend. We'll get together Monday, and I'll look up the scores, see what happened. How many do we take against Seattle? Do we not have to almost take a sweep here, get ourselves back on track? 2 out of 3 at least?
2 out of 3 at least, and I think they will do 2 out of 3. It's always tough playing on the road. Thankfully, they got an extra day of rest from going from Tampa all the way to Seattle. My God.
And in a whole nother time zone. Dan, your thoughts? How many numbers? I got 15 seconds.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
3 as well.
Fair enough, guys. We'll get you back in here Monday. We'll find out how those guys did. Appreciate you being here, guys. It's John and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench.
There are many ways to explore Alexandria. Some like to